How do you know that is the cross for your salvation? You ask someone when they say, well, are you born again? And you say, well, I don't know. What do you think that means? Right? What is that? I told someone before, no. It's outright. Challenge them. No, I'm not. I trust Christ's finished work on the cross. And they said, well, that's what it means. Well, why didn't you say so? Like, you didn't say it, which is the whole problem of saying, are you born again? It's a gospel presentation. Why don't you just say, do you trust Jesus' finished work on the cross for your sins? Do you trust that he died for your sins? And then if someone says no, you can say, well, that's going to be an issue because you need to pay for your sins. Born again, at the very best, it's Christianese. At the worst, the wrong gospel. Christianese. Right? Feeling the real presence, which is more a problem in traditional churches, knowing the real presence, actually eating his flesh or drinking his blood, but also just feeling the Spirit, which that kind of physical, palpable feeling experience crosses over into charismaticism because they want to feel the Spirit. They want something real, not this belief thing. They want something real they can feel and have an emotional experience over. But doing that misses the finished work of the cross. It perverts what was done, because if it's already done, the only thing you can respond to it by is faith. You can't feel Jesus' pain on the cross. Right? You can't feel his nail-scarred hands like Thomas did. You can't. He's in heaven now. It already happened. You believe it and trust it, or that's it. And yet people want that thing to feel. They want to feel the emotion. They want to generate the sorrow of following the Via Dolorosa up to Jesus on the hill. And you have the veil, Veronica's veil, and things like this. They want to have the thing they can see behind the glass box. They want to touch the stone where they laid Jesus when they took him off the cross and kiss it because that's where Jesus' body was. How do you know that's the rock? Nobody knows. That's just what they put on the plaque, you know. But they want to have that. Well, this is not salvation. This is missing the important part of salvation. But it's all about Jesus, though. I mean, it's Jesus carrying that cross, and then he couldn't carry it. He fell down. He sweat drops of blood. And you're missing the meaning of it. You're perverting the glory in what he did. So, again, the presentation, what you'll see in Easter cantatas, is the suffering of Jesus on the cross without the preaching of the glory. You'll see a glimpse of the glory with the light shining out of the tomb on the stage where Jesus walks out alive. Well, that's a glimpse of it. But when that happened, the disciples all grew like this, because they didn't know what it meant. So hopefully at that point, after the 2-hour-long cantata, someone comes out and actually preaches the gospel clearly, because otherwise you would never know it. Which is to say that you can attend Easter services at church the way it's taught and not know the gospel. If they're teaching Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the last 6 chapters of Mark, or the last half of those gospel narratives, Matthew, Luke, and John, then you can leave not knowing the gospel at all because it's not found in there. Then if the resurrection is, you say, well, the cross is there. Yes, the cross that they didn't understand. Already explained, and not preaches the gospel clearly, because otherwise when the disciples all grew like this, because they didn't know what it meant. So hopefully at that point, after the 2-hour-long cantata, someone comes out and actually preaches the gospel clearly, because otherwise you would never know it. Which is to say that you can attend Easter services at church the way it's taught and not know the gospel. If they're teaching Matthew, Mark, Luke,